Hi everyone, today I'm going to teach you about logging, how to do logging in automation Selenium basically. So basically first step is we need log4j Apache library. Okay, so for that we will log into google.com ambient repository. We will type and Apache log4j we will write. Okay, so then we will get this first link Apache log4j. Okay, so over here we will see 1.2.x 1.2.17, basically 1.2.17. Okay, so we will copy this invent repository pom dependency, and we will put it in our pom.xml file. Okay, in our project. Okay, so we need to inject this dependency in order to get the logs in our program. Okay, in our while we run the application. So step 1 is to inject the dependency. Okay, this is step 1. Okay, now step 2 is that we will create one log4j config.properties file. Okay, we will create one log4j config.properties file. So over here I have created log4j config.properties file. Okay, so over here I have written few steps. The last 4 lines which you see, it is for displaying all the logs on the console. Okay, and these lines which you are seeing, these are for displaying all the logs in one particular file, that is automation.out. Okay, this is a text file basically. So for that we will use file appender, and file name over here I have kept automation.out, and file.append true means whenever every time my logs will run, my script will run, every time it will keep appending. Okay, and in step 1 basically we have written log4j.root logger. This is a key. Log4j.root logger is a key, and value, in this value we have written info file and std out. Why info? So that in our program console we will use info.log.info. File, so that we can write everything on the file also. Std out means printing it on the console. Over here no console to display at this time. Over here in this section, console section, we can get, that is why. Now over here file log4j.appender.file key is there, in which org.apache.log4j.file appender I have written, so that we can have one file appender over here. And over here we have kept log4j appender.file, so that whatever is written over here, org.apache.log4j.file appender .automation.out it will be. Okay, in this is a text file. We can have a text.out, can have sample.out over here, anything, we can keep any name over here. And over here value we can keep true or false. Over here we can change anything, and this is a standard at apache.org.apache.log4j.file appender. In the next line I have written one file layout, in which pattern layout it is there. I want to display my consoles in a particular fashion, that is why. And if my maximum file size will reach 10 MB, it will create another automation.out, let's say .txt true, second file, third file, fourth file, like that. I have taken maximum backup index 10, so it can create up to 10 files. But generally log files, text files are very less, so it will not even reach 10 MB even if we run this test case 100 times also. Okay, and over here for this standard out, it is std out for consoler appender system.out on the console. And pattern layout, I want to display it in a certain specific fashion, that is why I have written this line. So basically step 2 is to write a log4j config.properties file. We want to write one properties file in which everything will be there and key and value pair, and we can have this file, so that we can have some configuration properties file. And we need to get the reference of this log4j config.properties file. So for this I went to my base test. Inside my base test I will do system.get property of user.dir. Okay, and then src test resources. In my src test resources folder section I have this log4j config.properties file. So user.dir will reach to this. First of all, system.gup we will do, system.get property we will do, system.get property of user.dir. So it has reached over here. Okay, now I want is src test resources. Okay, so for this I will have src main java, src main resources, src test java, src test resources. Basically over here I have my file. That is why I have kept system.gup system.get property of user.dir. That means current directory. In my current directory I want to navigate to src test resources. Inside my src test resources I have my log4j config.properties file. So I will initialize my file first of all. So that is why I have written FIS. What is this FIS? File input stream. Okay, so in my file input stream I have taken the project part, that is system.get property of user.dir. Inside that it is appended with src test resources also, and inside that further I am appending this log4j.config.properties file. Okay, so this is the main step. Okay, I'm talking about. So our step 1 was to create one form dependency file. Step 2 is create log4j properties file, log4j config.properties file. We need to create one properties file. Now step 3 is initialize this log4j config.properties file in our base test.java, or we can initialize anywhere, but I have written base test.java in which I am initializing it. So how I will initialize? Firstly I need to do gup get property. So I will do system.get property. Okay, user.dir gup we will do. Okay, system.get property of user.dir. Okay, and this along with I will append with src test resources. Okay, this also I will append. So this is my project path. Okay, so this is my file input stream. Let's say FIS, let's say project path is equals to, I have taken this. Okay, file input stream project path, I have taken like project part. It will be basically of type string. Sorry, my bad. So string over here I will take string final string fine. We can keep public static string. We can keep public static string. Public static string. Okay, so we can keep like this. Okay, we can have one public static string project path of get property. Okay, so over here once I got my string, so what I will do is in my file input stream FIS, I will do is project path plus log4j config.properties I will have. Okay, so public static PSS over here we have taken public static string project path system.gup we will do get property user.dir. This will give me one string. First of all, current location of that string in the form of string, and then src test resources also I am appending in the form of string. And then in my new file input stream I will have project path plus log4j. So file input stream project path, it is in the form of string. Project path is already in the form of string, and log4j we have taken in the form of log4j.properties we have already also. So basically we have concatenated two strings over here. Okay, So then we will get our file input stream FIS. Okay, so this is the thing. Then next step is we will use Priyanka Chopra. Okay, property configurator. Okay, property configurator. In this property configurator dot configure method, we have configure method in which I will pass my FIS. This will directly initialize all the file input stream objects, references, everything. It will take care, and we do not need to load it explicitly. It will configure everything. That is why this is far better approach. That is why we have taken property configurator dot configure method over here. Earlier what we used to do, we used to create one more property file, like say object relational mapping, OR properties. All the object repositories are there over here. Over here I'm creating one new properties object and then loading that properties file with the help of this file input stream. Or let's say I have another property file over here. In this, what I am doing, another time I'm creating one properties and then loading it. Okay, so what I mean to say is I will tell over here that we will create one property configurator dot configure file. So this is far better approach. That is why we have taken PC Priyanka Chopra. You can remember like this. Now what we will do is, next step over here we will do is we will go to our, let's say, test case sample, test case 4. Now we will have a test case sample file which will extend as base test, and we will need to write this PSF. Okay, PSF we need to write private static final logger log equals to logger dot get logger. In this we will have one factory, this is a factory method. In this we will pass reference to our class object. Okay, over here, and we can easily create this instance of this logger class which is affiliated with our class, and then we can do log.init in our method. Log.init, we will write logs have started coming in our application. Like this we can have one message. So like this over here I have written, I have called the init method. Okay, I have called launch method, navigate URL, select option I'm doing. So for everything I'm logging it. Log.info, log.opening browser, navigating to URL, and then type text inside that, also click element, then also for everything I'm logging also. So let's run our application and see whether it's working properly or not. So let's run our application. So I hope all the steps are clear. There are total 8 steps which I have defined. Property configurator dot configure we will do. So see, so we can clearly see it is working properly. Okay, so like for example, let me close this. Let me close so over here I'm getting all the logs over here. Okay, so that means our program is working properly, and it is also displaying all the logs on the console, as well as I told you, it will create one automation.out file. In this file also it will write all the text over here. Okay, so this is all about logging, and the main steps we need to remember is PSF, logger log equals to logger dot get logger, and log.init, and how we will configure it using PC Priyanka Chopra property configurator dot configure. And we need to write some we need to create one log4j config.properties file. Inside log4j config.properties file we need to have file appender. Main things is over here we need, if you want to remember this, so log4j config properties we will have info file std out, and file appender we will have inside that we can write our text file name, and we can append true mark, and conversion pattern will be there, file layout, conversion pattern, maximum file size, maximum backup index, std out, std layout, std conversion pattern. Like this you can remember. We can have file appender over here in this while we are creating doc4j config.ts file, and we can have file info, and basically log we can log all the messages in this way. Okay, so I hope it will be very crystal and clear to you. And also I will give two basic test automation cases are there. web table Web table pagination. Web table pagination also you should know how to do this, because it is mostly asked in the interview that if we have a web table, how we will display all the names. So we can create one array list. Inside that array list we will store all the web table items, and we will keep on iterating to the next or last page, and inside the web table page we will do the page since we will get all the 57 names over here. With the help of array list, in array list of strings we have stored all the name. Okay, and similarly we have one red bus automation over here, in which we have to do the automation for the calendar icon. In the calendar icon it will first display the current date and time. From the current date and time we have to move to the target date and time. Okay, so like let's see, it is showing January. Today is January 26th. So our application I marked it as case, move it to 25 December. So it will move till 25 December 2025, and it will select that date, and we can click and we can stop our over there. So please do try this. If you are not able to do this, you can pay me the money. I will teach you from basic everything from scratch.